Welcome everybody to PodCats. My name is Andy Belmy, and today we have the head coach for women's volleyball team, Coach Lauren Eldridge. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited. Okay, so looking at your roster, your team appears to be pretty young. How do you feel about the progression they made over the season thus far?
We've definitely kind of gotten rid of those freshman mistakes, we call them, just kind of inexperience from not playing at the college level. And in the beginning of the season, it's night and day from how we look on the court, and our competitiveness has gotten way better from the start to finish.
Awesome. So another thing that we looked at was you play in arguably the toughest NAIA conference in the country. How do you think that this has impacted that progression of your younger players?
I think it really opens our eyes, realizing that we have the number 8, and I think 24 right now. And one of them has won nationals 2 years ago. They're usually in the top 5 every year. So we aren't just playing easy games every day. And every conference game, it's the big one, no matter if you're in the top or the middle, because there's always somebody battling there trying to get into the top 8.
Mm-hmm. It's only your second year as a head coach, and the first year obviously had a lot of impacts with COVID-19, which is very unfortunate. So you're 9-18 this year compared to last year with a record of 2-13. What do you think has improved over these 2 seasons that you've seen?
I mean, we just have a lot more depth than we do. We have a young squad running a lot of girls that can spots. So we have the ability to try new people at different spots. If somebody's having a bad game, or maybe in practice we switch things up. We are able to do that when we have more than 2 in a position. And it's been easier when we don't have everybody in quarantine. Last year, the last 2 or 3 games, all of our middles were in quarantine. So had to figure out where to put somebody in there, and we weren't really affected with COVID this year. So it was nice to have consistent practices with everybody there and not just throwing people together depending on if they're in quarantine or if they're out.
Right. Do you think that it at all played like part of the mental game for you and the girls at all, having to deal with all those kind of interferences with your season last year?
Yeah, I think so, because last year we weren't able to have a true team chemistry because not playing with the same people in practice every day and not getting used to what they do, what they don't do, and getting comfortable next to somebody. And that, especially with girls, we like to be comfortable with people. And so when we can't do that, this year it really helped with being consistent and being able to hang out with each other outside of practice too. It was nice, and we have our locker room this year, so we can talk about more stuff besides volleyball because they can just be in there and enjoy each other.
Yeah. So you guys feel like you've been able to bond more this
Yes,
year, being able to
definitely.
Yeah. So do you have any upcoming freshmen that you feel other teams should be worried about in these next upcoming seasons at all?
Like in our recruiting classes?
Well, either your younger players and your recruiting classes too, because that plays a big role.
Yeah, so we got 2 of our freshmen right now are setting for us pretty much consistently in there. Maddie Logan from Florida, from Sarah Wells. She's a lefty from St. Louis. She's done a really good job with us this year. Abby has stepped up this last half of the season and played a big role for us. We have Kyla, who's probably going to find some time in the libero position within the next couple of years. And then we have pretty good recruiting class coming in for this 22 year. More freshmen. It's nice to have them for 4 years. Have a lefty coming in that swings all the way around, a really good middle coming in, and hopefully another transfer that's going to help us. But I like that we can have this young class stay here for 4 years and really grow. And once you've been playing together for a year or 2, it kind of just clicks a lot easier. And it'd be nice to have the same consistent lineup and team every year.
Yeah, especially when they're growing up to be in their senior class together. You're going to have a lot of seniors if they stick around for those 4 years, which will definitely, I think, help you guys a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you did mention, so your top 2 spikers are returning as seniors next year. With the progression of your underclassmen, how excited are you for next season coming up?
I'm very excited. I think we have some pieces coming in that we were lacking this year, and pieces that are doing really good this year are coming back. So we're able to kind of fill in the holes that we had this year and hopefully put it all together. And they all enjoy each other's company, so it's nice that we're friends off the court too, and we get along on the court because that helps a lot. But having a core group come back, I think is going to do well, especially when we have a spring season. We can work on a lot of stuff, a lot of small skill stuff, one-on-one stuff, and hopefully get ready for the fall season.
So, as a coach, do you think that, or how do you think that you've progressed over these last 2 seasons? Because obviously you had to experience COVID as a coach, and then you got to kind of experience a more normal season. And do you think that there's anything that you could continue to do better to improve even more throughout the next upcoming years, especially as your girls are getting older?
Definitely last year was one of those years where I had to expect the unexpected all the time. So I'm kind of in that mindset still, and I've been surprised when the unexpected hasn't happened, or the girls are starting to, instead of ask questions, just do it, which is something I really enjoy, that I don't have to, like, you guys have to do this list of stuff. They actually do it themselves. I'm pretty strict and disciplined on some stuff, and I can probably be a little bit more relaxed. I'm sure as the years go on, I will be, but pretty big on grades in our program, so still pretty strict on that. And just overall mental health is something that we've kind of focused a little bit more on this year too. With COVID last year, it was a weird year, and some of us are still kind of trying to figure it out, especially those coming from high school. They had a senior year and didn't get to do all the homecoming, prom, fun stuff. So coming to a college campus, and we're kind of able to do anything now with our vaccination mandate. They were not really used to it and kind of had some hiccups in the beginning, but we're able to talk about communicating more, and communication is big for us. Just, I can probably keep two-way street, so just hoping to always grow as a coach in the program.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's hard getting a team back together after last year. I mean, I think just about every team can relate to that one. So your guys are coming to the conclusion of your season. So what do you want to see on like the court and out of your team throughout these final 3 games?
Yeah, so it's kind of started on Mercy. We lost them in 3 of the first round. This last time we lost in 4. It was actually the most competitive game that we played that we lost. This is a big deal, meaning that we just kind of let them do whatever. We put up a fight, and we played probably some of the best volleyball we've had all year. Wish it was in the middle of the season instead of the end, but it's nice that we're finally getting things that click and that chemistry on the court, and not just points here or there. It's points stringing along. So now we just have to be able to do it all 3 sets, but we're actually competing more, and that's all I ever ask for them, is to compete all the time in every single game, no matter if we're playing the #1 school in the nation or a team that hasn't won any games, just competing every time and trying to get better.
Thank you for your time and for coming out here and talking to us about all of this stuff. We appreciate it a lot. And thank you to everybody watching, and we'll see you next time.